Alright, Chapter 3, TM 52330325514P. Chapter 2, Chapter 3, Operator Maintenance. Section 1, Lubrication Instruction. A. Lubrication instructions are in Appendix I of this manual. All lubrication instructions are mandatory. Section 2, Operation Troubleshooting Procedures. 3.1, General. 3.2, Explanation Column. 3.3, Operating Troubleshooting System Index. 3.3.1, Operator Troubleshooting. 3.1, General. This section provides information identifying the correcting malfunctions that may find with the operating with the MHET with the trouble system. The index paragraph 3.3 list for the common malfunctions will may occur with the referred and proper page of the table 3.1 the troubleshooting procedure. If unaware of the location item mentioned with the troubleshooting, refer to paragraphs 1.11 and 2.1 and 2.2. Before performing troubleshooting, read the following safety instructions found in the morning summary in the front of this manual. The section cannot list all the malfunctions that may occur with nor all of the test inspection corrective of the action of the malfunction is not listed or is not corrected. The list of the corrective actions notifying the supervisor when the trouble is malfunctioning located with the symptom in the paragraph 3.3 but the best described the malfunction. Appropriate system is not listed. Notify the supervisor. Return the page table 3.1 where the troubleshooting procedure for the malfunction question is described. Heading at the top of each of the page show each of the troubleshooting procedure organized with the malfunction testing inspection in step number and order with the corrective action. Perform each step with the order listed the malfunction corrected within the item beginning with the inspected operational. Do not perform any maintenance task unless the troubleshooting procedure tells you to do so. 3.2 Explanation of the column. The column 3 in table 3.1 of the defined as follows. The malfunction visually operational indication something wrong with the equipment test inspection procedure isolated with the problem in the system and the component and corrective action proceed with the corrective of the problem. Alright, your operational table 3.3 the operational trouble system index, the operating troubleshooting system index, and the electrical system all lights inoperable 3.4, one of the more inoperable 3.4, brakes will not release 3.4, brakes grab 3.5, brakes fail to engage 3.5, hydraulic system goosenecks will not raise or lower 3.6, and tires successfully worn scuffed their coupled tire 3.6. Alright, table 3.1, operator troubleshooting malfunction corrective the test or inspection corrective action, electrical system, all lights inoperable. The step 1, check the lights for the primary move within include the turn signal and stop lights notifying the units made with the primary move lights are inoperable. Check the electrical connection with the cable to the receptacle. Reconnect the cable if properly connected, if not properly connected. Check 3, check the connection with the dirty and corroded the damaged pins. Clean in accordance with the paragraph 3.5 with notify the unit maintenance and pins for the damage. One or more of the lights for the inoperable. Check the burner for the out with the defective output. The lights notify the unit maintenance for the replacement. Step 2, check for the broken leaf of the wire loose connection. Notify the unit of maintenance of the repair. For repair, step 3, check for the dirty and corroded connection for the back of the light within the corner of the paragraph in paragraph 3.5. And notify the unit of the maintenance if the cleaning does not correct the malfunction. Brakes will not release. Step 1, check the primary move of the air supply to ensure the air flowing with the primary move. Release primary move of the brake part to start airflow to the trailer. Step 2, check the air pressure. Check the pressure of the primary move of the air supply. If the air pressure is low, build with the required level. Step 3, check the airline connection with the glad hand. Check the corners of the procedure. Paragraph 3.6, notify the units making with his packing until leaking. Step 3, check the dirt and leaking glad hand connection. If the glad hand is dirty and clean the glad hand. If the glad hand is leaking, notify the unit maintenance. If the glad hand is cleaning or not leaking, proceed to step 5. Step 5, check the open dump valve of the air tank for reservoir. Check the double valve of the dump valve is open. Release any binding of the cable if the valve snaps shut. If the valve does not snap shut, notify the unit maintenance. Inspect the damage in accordance with paragraph 3.7. Step 3.6, inspect the airline's connection with the leaks. Notify the unit maintenance if the leaks are found. Brake grabs. 2, brakes grab. Step 1, check with the moisture for the air reserve. Release from the air dump valve. If the moisture presents the olive reserve of the drain, notify the unit maintenance if no moisture is present. 3, brakes fails to engage. Check the control of the blue strip of the airline connection with the glad hand. If the lines are not properly connected, move it to reconnect. If no airline is flowing for the primary mover, to notify the unit maintenance to use another prime, the primary mover. Hold on. Alright, 3, brakes fail to engage. Check the control of the blue strip of the airline connection with the glad line. If the line is not properly connected, remove and then reconnect. And if no air is flowing from the primary mover, notify the unit's maintenance. Use another prime mover. 2, check the dirty and damaged packing with the glad line. Clean in accordance with the procedures. Paragraph 3.6 to notify the unit maintenance for the packing and leaking. Step 3, inspect the control blue strip of the airline. For damage, notify the unit maintenance if the damage is found. Check the brake system hardware for the damage and missing components. Notify the unit's maintenance for further inspection and or repair. Step 5, check the low air pressure. If the pressure is low, build the pressure. If the pressure remains low, notify the unit's maintenance. Table 3, when operators troubleshooting continued malfunction testing, inspection, corrective action, hydraulic system, but do not work with a gooseneck without locking the pins securely in place. Serious injury or death may result. Always you ensure that the trailer is coupled to the primary movement. All parking brakes are set prior to attempting with the free locking pins will not retract. Failure to do so may result in serious injury or death. The reading of the 2500 psi is only when the gauge 1 with the hydraulic controls are in the U. The reading of the drop of the 500 psi when lever is disengaged. The psi will vary. Due to the load of the hydraulic pressure will vary from 300 to 2500 psi, and a normal operation will reach with the maximum 2500 to 2800 psi. Gooseneck tilt or lift cylinders will not extend or retract. Ensure that the primary move of the hydraulic fluid is appropriate level of reference required with the mill 9161A, A1, A2, the TM 9232, 0363, M916A3, and TM 9232. 0302. Ensure the power takeoff is engaged. Check the hydraulic gauge is sufficient. Pressure measure will vary from 300 to 2500 psi with a normal operation for normal operation, and from 2500 to 2800 psi under full load. To notify the unit maintenance if the pressure is below 300 psi. Alright, step 4. Check the tilt and lift cylinder rams, evidence of the wall pitting and the scoring of the hydraulic oil seal leakage. To notify the unit maintenance if observing that the wall pitting and the leakage is evident. Malfunction testing, inspection, corrective action, successfully warns tires, successfully warns cup tires. Check the tire pressure, inflate with the deflate with is required for the proper pressure. Check with the substitute, check with the loose and cracked broken wheels. If the wheel is loose, tighten and torque to the lock nuts in accordance with paragraph 38 with the notify unit maintenance as well for the corrected broken. Step 3, check the suspension system with the damage for loose, missing hardware to notify the unit's maintenance for repair. Step 4, check the axle with misalignment. Axle should be tracked with the behind each of the other with the minimum primary move when moving. If the trailer crab does not track straight, the exact axle may be misaligned. Notify the unit's maintenance axle appear to be misaligned. Or Section 3, Operator Maintenance. Section 3.4, General. 3.5, Electrical Connector. 3.6, Glad Hand. 3.7, Air Reserve Service Check. 3.8, Tire Assembly Replacement. 3.9, Spare Tire Assembly. 3.10, Kingpin Replacement. 3.11, Cleaning. General. Paragraph 3.5 through 3.11 are only with the maintenance procedure performed by the operator required with lubrication specified in Chapter 3.1, Section 1. Electrical Connectors, electrical cleaning. Warning, removal of all the pressure for the trailer prior to making any of the repairs. Electrical system failure to do so may result in serious injury or death. Disconnect the intravehicular electrical cables 1 and 2 for the primary movement of the trailer from the trailer to the gooseneck. 3. Use a rag item appendix item 15 of the appendix F to remove any of the buildup grease of the door exterior connected to the replacement. Allow the drive to use the brush item of item 3 with the appendix F with any detergent item 8 with the appendix F with clean metal surfaces with allow to dry. Inspection. Inspect the connectors and pins for damage. Notify the unit maintenance for if any of the damage is found. 1 and 2 are shown here. The electrical cables. Cleaning. Use the glad rag item 15 appendix F for the remove of any buildup of grease, dirt, and over the glad hands. Use the rag of the item 15 appendix F for the detergent item 8 with the appendix F. Water to thoroughly clean the glad hand connecting surfaces 4 and 5 in 4 and include the rubber grommet 5 with allow for the parts of the drive thoroughly. Inspect the glad hands for the damage. Check with the rubber grommet for the screen for the damage. Use soap, water, solution, and the detergent item 8 with the appendix F with the water. Check the air leak with the notify the unit mates when the damage is done. This shows 4 and 5 of the, which is the connecting surface from the 8 of the 5 of the rubber grommet. Surfacing turning off the air supply to the unhook glad hands. Pull on the front over the rear of the air reverse dump valve to release the cable 1 and 2. But allow they reserve the drain fully. Then release the dump valve cable. The glad hands turn the air supply to the tray. Prime mover to check the air leak for the hissing for the hissing sound of the feeling with the air escape of the soap, the water solution, detergent item 8 with appendix F, and then water will aid with the detection of air leaks, notifying the unit of the maintenance if any leaks is detected. Show the 1 and 2 the air reserve dump valve release valve cable. Warning, if the spare tire David is inoperable, the spare tire with the wheel requires the 2 people to remove the spare with the carrier installed with the into the carrier, slide with the pair with the carrier onto the carrier, refraining from lifting of the spare into the position, reef the alternate sources available to the wrecker, and i.e. the wrecker claim failure to do so with the result of the injury even to the personnel. No, a 2 1/4 by 7.5 inch by 2 foot block of the wood provided with a toolbox to be used with the under the bolt connected jack and is loose from the soil with the conditions. Move the rear axle mounted removal. The removal for the rear axle mounted tire. Check the opposite tire of the place for the hydraulic approximately appropriately raised under the axle between the torque of the rod bracket and inner wheel with the jack up the axle until the tire is assembly as to the ground. For the mid and front axle, check the opposite replay for the jack 2 with the under the 10 beam with the front of the midpoint close for the tire assembly with the remove the jack of the tandem bearing until the tire's assembly is on the ground. Warning, always use the jack stands to support the trailer able to remove the tire of the wheel assembly. Serious injury could result with the jack of the tail if the axle is not supported. Place the jack stand on one end of the axle where the assembly is being removed and lower the axle with the result with the jack stand leave with the jack stand in position secondary support. Use the hand and wrench to remove the 10 lug nuts. With the aid of the assistant, remove the outer tire assembly. 4. If notified of removing the outer tire assembly, do not perform step 6. 6. When aided the assistant, remove the inner tire assembly. 7. Remove the valve stem extension. Caution. If the valve extension is not removed prior to the mounting with a spare tire with the storage area, it will break on the entire valve to do the extended length. The installation out. No, it is only our tire assembly being installed to go to step 3 with the install of the valve stem extension. With the aid of the assistant, install the inner tire assembly. With the aid of the assistant, install the outer tire assembly. 4. To be sure that the valve stem 5 is opposite of the 180 degrees from the inner valve stem. 6. Alright. Use the handle of the wrench to install the 10 lug nuts to tighten. Tire assembly can install it correctly. And recommended torque wrench is not the torque wrench is not available to tighten the lug nuts with the wrench handle with pushing down with a fully bowed weight with check the proper torque is earliest available. As soon as possible, the unit maintenance for torque lug nuts of 450 to 500 foot-pounds in accordance with the lug nuts tighten the sequence illustrated below. With the gauge and hose assembly, check with the tire assembly with the proper air pressure to adjust the air pressure required. Trailer air supply with the use of the attaching air hose with the connector located near the air reserve drum. Alright, this does the star method for your 10 bolts. Check alignment with the tire pressure. Place the block place a block of wood over the other jug of the ground inside of the tire. Rotate the wheel with the distance between the block of the wood and the varies more than 1/8 of an inch of the tire. Assembly is not properly mounted with the correct loosen the nut with the side with a greater deviation. Tighten the nuts on the opposite side. Recheck the torque and alignment and note lug nuts should be reached with the proper tightening after first 50 miles to 100 miles of operation after the wheel is reinstalled. Remove the jack stands 1, lower the axle, and remove the hydraulic 2. Removal. Note that the carrier location is provided with the securing spare tire with assembly with the trailer. Then the spare tire is located at the raised load bed with the rear of the trailer. Install the spare tire crane down the rear of the trailer. Remove the security chain 2 for the spare tire retaining bolt. Remove the retaining bolt 1 retain bar 3 from the trailer deck. Connect the spare tire with the spare tire crane. Assembly with the feeding of the chain from the wheels opening with the security chain. With the aid of the assistants to raise the spare tire 4 from the trailer and lower ground. Installation. Connecting the spare tire to the lift tire crane. Assembly with the feeding of the chain through the opening of the wheel secure chain. Raise tire to the deck of the trailer, lower the position, remove the chain. If the chain assembly is not routed correctly, the tire will not clear the rear of the trailer. Center spare tire 4 over the threaded hole of the raised low bed of the rear of the trailer. Secure the trailer deck with a retainer bolt with a 3 and retaining bolt 1. Retaining bar 3 and retaining bolt 1. Attach the security chain 2 with the retaining bolt 1 and secure. Remove kingpin replacement. Remove the kingpin 1 from the gooseneck recess 2, then straight up with a recess 1 and 2. Remove the 1 kingpin from the gooseneck 2 with the recess. Installation. Install kingpin 1 to the gooseneck 2 with the lower straight down into the kingpin recess. Cleaning. Use a high-pressure steam water for the exterior cleaning stiff broom with the brush for the appendix. Item 3, appendix F for the detergent. Item 8 with the appendix F to remove the retained dirt from the exterior. Use the stiff broom with the brush for the item 3 for the appendix F for the detergent. Item 8, appendix F to remove the remaining dirt from the underside of the trailer. Alright, Chapter 4, Unit Maintenance.